Okay, so Michael, you're making notes. You can make notes, I presume. Like your.
Yeah, I've got a notepad on this thing. I don't think that has Office.
Okay, sure.
Nope, notepad works.
Sorry for that.
I'll just email it to myself.
So anyway, last time we ended during your escape from the Kaligati village, the village of Kaligati, sorry, and after you found Team Ellis deep in the mountain temple complex, where he was trying to awaken something very very old and very very hungry, something that sadly killed Rat agent Green. You've just managed to to escape from its unnatural clutches. By you I mean, of course, Mason and Luke, and even so, you have a feeling that you'll never be the same again. Outside, I mean, you managed to escape together with your interpreter, Yassim Lahimi, and if I recall correctly, private first class Raiden Moore. He was also with you. Moore. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember if Sergeant Harding got killed. That's right.
Yeah, I mean Booker and Harding and Colby Shaw, they were left at the base of the mountain, and you've heard the gunshots, but when you came down, there was no sign of them. Only brass casings and some blood. And the villagers of Kaligati, after the god priest or whatever it was awoke for a brief time, they've entered into a kind of frenzy. They've tried to rush you in the temple complex. You've managed to fend them off, killing most of them, and the rest also run away. But now you're trying to escape from the shadow of the Black Mountain. From the shadow of Varjita Mountain, from the Black Valley, because Kaligati apparently means Black Valley in local dialect. And you've been swarmed by crazed villagers armed with hatchets, long knives, and a healthy or rather unhealthy dose of madness. So where last time we were in combat, and Brian will take the role of private first class Raiden Moore for this scenario.
Are you making the rolls for me?
Yeah, I mean you can just roll the dice, or you know what?
Sure, yeah.
I'll do something else. I'll do something better. I'll just copy and paste his stats so you can see what you can and can't do. He has essentially the same stats as Booker. So you'll be able to see. So you'll be able to see what you can and can do, and roll yourself. Just give me a quick second. Give me 1 second, sorry. There it is.
Does it have like a little rundown of like where he's from or whatever?
You can make this yourself. No, sadly not. Booker and Bryant had this kind of backgrounds, but the rest not really.
He's just a grunt, basically. Like.
Yeah. He's one of those soldiers from Firebase who wants to go home as fast as possible. Because fuck this war. Nothing good came out of it, and so yeah.
Significantly younger than the other two agents, right?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
You are much younger. I'm going to upload it as a handout for you, Brian, because there's still the map here. So PFC, Raid and Moore. Oh, of course, now it's. And Bhagavan, awesome name.
He's a few names. That's what he's currently going by.
Yeah. Okay. So can you see the handout? It's in. I'm going to post it at the top of the handout section, above Kuluchkel. If you click it, you should be able to open it just fine and see the stats for yourself.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
Cool.
awesome. Right.
Oh, Raiden, got it.
Yeah.
I see it.
So, you're in the middle of combat. The villagers close with you, and I hope that you've noted the state of combat from last time, because I don't remember how many there were, who was hurt or who wasn't. That said, I ask you to know these things. So,
I wasn't hurt. I don't think any of us got hit.
yeah,
What?
me too. I don't think.
Did somebody die?
I don't think that anyone died in this combat. Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah,
no.
none of us in this combat have died yet. I
Mostly
think
just
we
dodged.
Yeah.
Yeah, we mostly dodged and murdered a few people, but then the remainder came up on us, and we don't know if there's more people coming or not.
Well, you hear that the villagers are reveling. Essentially, the whole village is in this state of ecstasy, incredibly disturbing one. Sorry, incredibly disturbing kind of ecstasy. But so far you've been swamped by I think 2 each or 1 each. Again, don't really remember, sadly. But okay. I also need to open a few cheat sheets to speed the combat up a bit. Right. Anyway, we go with initiative. So let's say that each of you has a single attacker. I think it was single attacker per each of you. Like there wasn't two per person, because yeah, if I recall correctly, that was that was only a single combatant per one agent. So combat. We roll initiative first, or rather, yeah. Determine dex order. So no rolls. Dex order. Who has the highest? Who has the lowest? Of course, the highest one attacks first. The lowest one goes last.
I got a 15.
15 here.
15.
Wanna roll off?
You can decide between you two if you want.
Well, last time we did it in just in order on the thing, so it would be Brian first, then me, then Michael.
Okay. Oh, I didn't knew that Moore had 15. Nice. Yeah, he has. Nice, cool. Okay, so Brian first, then you, then Michael, then the villagers, and last one was Yasim, because he has the lowest initiative of you all.
Didn't he murder somebody with a knife or something?
No.
Last time.
No, I don't think so.
Or did he shoot somebody with a gun? I thought he did. I thought he was like, "Fuck this! I'm gonna start killing people because
I mean,
I'm gonna die."
You've given him a weapon, and he
Okay.
tried to use it, but I don't think he hit anything because
Okay.
he can shoot for shit. That said, he has a very high.
We did the equivalent of giving him a high point.
Yeah, sanity stat, something like that. Or perception, I don't recall. Anyway, Private First Class Moore, you are fighting against a crazed villager from Ghati armed with a long knife, let's say. Mason had a hatchet, Luke had a knife, and Yasim also had a mad woman with a knife against him. What are you going to do?
Are they already in combat with us?
Yes, you've closed ranks. Oh, and I also recall that Moore, when I was still running him as an NPC, last time he took out his bayonet and to try to shank the bastard. But we can retroactively say that you didn't if you don't want, But I believe that
that's fine.
your gun clicked empty because Moore unloaded the whole clip at the attackers when they were rushing you. Yeah, so you can say that you reload, you can say that you take out your M9 Beretta, or you can say that you indeed have a knife in your hand and you try to stab a bitch.
I'm gonna shank him.
Okay, so you have your M9, trusty M9 bayonet in your hand, and you try to gut the bastard standing in front of you. Tell me your melee stat.
I have no melee.
No, it's wait.
I believe it would be 30 if it's just base.
You want to tell me that a trained U.S. infantryman doesn't have melee? That sounds incredibly.
He has unarmed combat of 60, which.
Yeah, unarmed is unarmed, but I mean it makes sense. Like bayonet combat is not as popular today as it was, for example, during World War II or World War One.
I wonder if I should get the sidearm out. Like if that would make sense.
You can, but taking out the sidearm is a full action. Because remember, you only have a single action during turn in Delta Green.
It's the knife at 30, I guess.
Yeah, you have. Look at your. If you look at Douglas Booker's handout, you see that under the attacks section you have M9 pistol, M67 hand grenade, M9 bayonet, and unarmed. They were so kind to even list of his available options. Okay, so what do you want to do?
Shank him.
Right, roll 30%.
No. Unless there's a modifier.
Yeah, I will give you. Well, I want to give you 20%, but because you are fighting an unskilled opponent who's half mad, but even so, remember in Delta Green, if you give someone, I believe 30% or 40, it's like the highest number possible, and it means that something is very easy to be done. So 20% in this case, I think, is fair, but sadly, you've slashed at him. And you even hit. I mean, you've grazed his skin, or at the very least, cut open his dirty robe. But the man is foaming at his mouth essentially, and he's trying to. You're not sure if he's trying to scream or sing, but the only thing that comes from his mouth is, of course, pure gibberish, or whatever you pronounce it. I'm not sure. I think it's gibberish, right?
Gibberish.
Okay, so I was wrong. Excellent. Now, after that we have, Mason.
Yeah.
Okay, Mason.
Or well, you can do Mason. That's fine. Go for it.
Sorry. Look, who was after?
Well, if we're just going by the order on the pictures here, it would be me next, but I don't care.
Okay. So, how much dex do you
Head
have?
of the year.
Sean.
Dex, I have 15. So we all three of us have 15.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Right, so you're now.
That's why we were going.
Yeah. So now it's your option. What do you want to do?
Okay. I believe what I was doing was trying to smash people's faces in with the butt of my rifle.
Yes, you are swinging your M4 like a club.
Yeah. So that would still be melee, right?
Yeah. Also, remember one thing, that you can dodge during combat if someone attacks you, but of course only if you haven't used your action, and if you do so or you try to fight back, this is your single action for the turn. So there are no free actions like, for example, in Warhammer, where dodging is a single free action. Okay, gotcha. Just a reminder, Sean, you're trying to kill the man with the butt of your rifle. I'll also give you plus 20% to strike.
Okay. Sweet.
And he's not dodging, by the way.
Bam!
Awesome.
In your face!
Awesome. So let's see how much damage can you actually do with. Oh yeah, I have it. It's clap. So roll me 1d4 plus 1.
Okay. Advanced dice roller.
Yep.
1d4 plus 1. Roll. Bam!
Nice. So 5 damage total. Very well. Also, please note the damage so that we know how serious this thing is. How serious this thing actually is. So you. Yeah, so of course, I mean, we are all professionals here, so I'm not going to tell, well, you take 5 hit points from his poo. You strike the man very hard, on his head with the butt of your rifle. You hear the horrible crunch of breaking bone. There are teeth flying, there's blood everywhere. Normally, you're sure that an ordinary person would at the very least fall back and, cover his mouth. This man smiles at you with this wide, insane smile. He gurgles something, there's blood coming out from between his lips, and then he prepares to end your life. Yeah, it's clear that they are those people are just beyond any they're beyond any help. Oh, sorry, actually. You did 5 damage, yes?
Yes.
My bad. Let's rewind a bit. You've struck him so hard that you've broken his neck.
Yeehaw!
Because we are using different combat system for this particular fight.
Okay.
Yeah, he still died smiling as he fell to the ground with his head at an unnatural angle. Twitched a few times on the ground, with blood running from, like as I said before, from his mouth and his nose, and then lay still. Excellent. Now it's Mason. Mason, you have your axe, if I recall correctly, right?
Yes, I do.
All right. So you ask him a question.
Do I have a modifier for this?
Yes, plus 20%, naturally, of course.
Yes, sir.
You swing your axe in a wide arc, and you try to.
Bam.
Nice.
Going berserker for life.
Yes. Let's say that axe works as a machete, so it deals 1d8 damage.
No, this is a fire axe that was in the book. It's a 1d10.
Okay, nice. So 1d10, go for it, naturally. Oh. Well, the blow was good, and you've opened a gash on the woman's chest, but she's not stopping. She's trying to get you. That said, you've taken her measure, and you're sure that next time, well, if there will be a next time, of course, you will be able to dispatch her and perhaps aid your comrades or just flee. Now we have the villains. Right, Moore. Your opponent tries to gut you with his long knife. Now I just need to. Oh, yeah, there are villagers here. And let me roll for him. And he hits. He goes for your armor. Remember, guys. Also, you have, if I recall correctly, 5 points of armor everywhere. That's like a lot, and it actually can stop most of their attacks. So yeah. That said, they have AP on their knives. They have AP of 3, so that means that they take down 3 points of your armor. Now I'm going to roll.
Dodge though?
No, because you've already attacked.
Okay.
If you wouldn't attack, then sure, then you could dodge or even fight back, which means that you defend from your opponent while at the same time striking him. It is possible to do something like this in this game, which is actually very cool. So 1d6, nothing happened. The knife slid from your plate carrier. You're safe. Look, no one is attacking you. That said, Agent McLean, you see that there's movement in between, the dirty, disheveled huts. You know that probably in a few moments, almost certainly more of them will come. So you have very little time to act. Mason, the woman fighting you, tries to kill you with her hatchet, and And she failed. You simply blocked the strike of her rusty tool with your own fire axe. And finally, we have Yasim. He's also in trouble. That said, he simply jumps, dances away, screaming. Yasim, by the way, is constantly whimpering, yelping, screaming, stuff like that. Now, and he tries to shoot back. Basic firearms, there is something like that. Yes, basic is is what?
Basic firearms is 20.
Okay, so he fires a shot. Again, the bullets fly everywhere from his gun, but not in the direction that they should be. Now, new round, and let me quickly just roll. But I am going to use something called DM roll, which sadly you guys won't be able to see. Okay, this is just something for my eyes only. Very well. Moore, what's your plan? By the way, without rolling, I wasn't supposed to roll this. What do you want to do? Without rolling, you are a soldier, even though maybe not a veteran of many battles, but still, you know that soon there will be more opponents, more adversaries.
What I want to do, I'm not sure if how it would work in this game, but what I want to do is push the guy back and hopefully have enough time to get my sidearm out. By the time he rushes me again.
I mean, you can pull out your sidearm right now if you want, but this is a single action, and you will be defenseless anyway because this is a single action that you're going to do. But you know what? Let's say that for dramatic sake, let's say that you can pull out your sidearm as a free action.
Okay.
So yeah, because you're using one hand to block him, to keep him at bay while you are reaching, to your holster. Take out, pull out your Beretta and fire at him point blank, which of course has a large bonus, if I recall correctly, of 20 or 30%. Yeah, 20%. Point blank is literally 20%. You want to do this?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Let's go John Wick here.
Nice. Very nice.
Ouch.
Actually, something cool that I've found out lately. I've been listening to actual play of Delta Green Impossible Landscapes campaign, and the GM there thought of something very cool. Every player has 2 rerolls per scene, like in World of Darkness, and I think this is very helpful. I mean, we'll still have a single scenario after this, but if you guys want, we can include something like this. It's sort of like Fate Point, but But here's the catch: it's only 2 per scenario, so you can spend 2 total per scenario, but only 1 for a scene.
Okay, got it.
I think it helps, and I think it also helps in keeping the game's spirit. If you're cool with that, we can introduce this.
Sure.
Yeah. So you're firing your weapon. Point blank at the man. Roll damage, which is
1d10.
Beretta. Yeah, 1d10.
Huh.
Okay.
Crack.
You pulled out your gun. You've pointed it at the man's face, and you simply shot him to death. Pieces of skull and brain matter flew everywhere, and he dropped to the ground like a marionette with its strings cut. Luke, what are you going to do? You and Moore dispatched your enemies.
Okay, and am I standing next to Mason?
Yes, for convenience sake, let's say that you are all very close to each other, because I think that you were close to each other anyway, if I recall correctly. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try to haul off with my rifle butt and nail the one attacking him.
Okay, so you're once again raising your killer rifle butt,
Yeah.
and you're trying to
Yes.
strike Mason's opponent. Let me see one thing. Let's say that you have plus 20% because you are fighting, with your comrade against an opponent.
Damn.
Very well. In that case, please roll damage.
Okay. E4 plus 1.
Yep.
Huzzah! 3 points.
You smash the woman with the butt of your rifle very hard. She staggered, but she's still up. She's still trying to fight Mason or you, because right now she also glanced at you with white madness-filled eyes. Mason, what are you going to do?
Let's see here. She's still up.
Yeah.
Not for long.
Although the blow from McLean was very high.
She ain't up for long.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming 20%.
Yes.
But
Oh, so close.
You've almost got her. The axe, swooshed past her like by a few centimeters and struck the ground. The woman will actually decide now. Let me see. She's still trying to kill you, Mason. She's still trying to kill you, and yeah, let's find out. But she fails because Agent McLean's intervention actually took her off balance, and her hatchet strike was wild and clumsy. But from the screams, you hear that Yasim is not doing so hot. His attacker is still trying to kill him. And actually he strikes. Yeah, he strikes, and let's see now 1d6. But fails to do anything, sadly. So yeah. That said, like I've said before, Yasim is panicking, and his screams. You also know that his screams will probably gather more attention.
Don't make noise. It calls the zombies.
Yeah, and likewise, he's just firing blindly with his sidearm, or with the sidearm that you've given him, and he's not hitting anything except the buildings. New turn, Moore. Bran? Oh yeah, sure.
So, Yasim still needs help.
Yes.
Where are we in relation to the temple?
Well, the temple you've left it way behind. Remember, the temple was like, if I recall, a 2-hour trek up the mountain.
Yeah, there's. Oh, I thought we were next to the one in the village, though.
No. In the village, let me see. Let me point at the map. You're somewhere. If I recall correctly, you're somewhere here. Or
Okay.
sorry, rather here. Yeah.
Like, I have a pretty high grenade score. Like, I was just wondering if there's something infrastructure-wise that I could
Well, I mean, you're a bit too far from. You're not too far. You are close to the village. You can throw your grenade here, for example, or here if you want, of course.
like clog up an alleyway or something, or with
well,
like debris from. I don't know. I'm just.
for now, no one else except for those people is trying to attack you. And you know, as a trained, U.S. infantryman, that throwing a grenade like that will certainly deal a lot of damage to the structure, but it won't, like, for example, create some kind of obscuring cloud or start a fire, unless the villagers have, I don't know, 500 liters of kerosene inside. For some reason.
Well, every village has a hut full of kerosene.
Of course. Besides, you also you also think that if, for example, in a few seconds a band of villagers will rush you from between the buildings, maybe it's better to keep your grenade for now. But of course, it's up to you. I'm just telling you how things look.
I guess
go ahead.
Use the sidearm again on Yassim's assailant.
Yes, you can. You can. I actually wanted to tell you that you can do this. That said, you won't have any bonuses because Yassim and the men he's fighting are, they're constantly moving back and forth. The man is trying to gut him. He's firing wildly all around. So you can do two things. You can either fire right now without any penalties or bonus modifiers, but if you botch, you're going to hit Yassim, or you can spend the whole turn aiming and fire next turn, but then you'll be able to, even with a botch, you won't hit Yassim. So tell me which option you prefer.
Okay, is most concerned about keeping people around him safe, so I'm gonna aim.
Okay, so you're aiming at the man trying to kill your guide,
Yeah.
and you're squinting. You're making sure that you hit well, and so now we go to Agent.
Can I say his name too, so he sees me with the gun, like?
Yeah, sure. You scream, or you're not saying because you're in combat, so you yell Yassim, and he you're not sure if he even heard this because you know how people act, like how untrained people act in the middle of deadly fight. They can be, they can simply focus so hard on their survival that they don't notice anything else. But you hope that he heard you. McLean. McLeod.
Yes, McBain.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, I'm still in combat with this chick that we didn't drop from the last time, right?
No, I think you've killed your opponent. You've smashed her. You've broken her neck with the butt of your rifle.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
I thought I hit her, and then Michael took a swing at her. Mason took a swing at her.
That
and
chick.
missed.
Sorry. Yeah, I thought that you were saying about your
She's
opponent.
still kicking.
Yeah, she's still kicking. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna try to bonk her in the face again.
All right. So.
Hey man, you don't just steal a man's kill. You wouldn't.
If I get the last hit point, I get all the experience. So still plus 20, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh, I fail.
But no botches. Right?
See, I didn't. Yes, no botch.
Okay. Yeah. So you've
Just download a car.
You've tried to to dispose of her using your rifle stock butt or whatever, but sadly she jumped towards Mason once again, and you've simply struck empty air. Mason, that said, you are swinging your axe wildly, trying to kill this attacker. Please, what now?
You say I'm swinging wildly. I'm going to swing wildly again.
All right, sure thing.
Yes, I would.
Sure thing. Let's.
All right, there we go.
Okay. Right, you've hit. Roll damage, please.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
That was enough. When she, when she jumped towards you, you swung your weapon from left to right, and you simply removed her head from her shoulders. She fell to the ground, spraying blood everywhere from the stump of her neck. She's no more. And now let's say that all of you simply, rush towards Yassim to help him with his assailant. But I'll roll one last time for his attacker, just to see if he'll be able to do him harm. But if you want, then you've killed him essentially. Interesting thing. There are no rules for, at least I haven't seen them, for fighting like 2-1 or 3-1 in this game. So I guess it's up to the GM to decide.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. This time he tries to find a chink in Yassim's armor, and fails. And right before he can once again try to strike at the man, you simply fall down on him, and with rifle stock, axe, bayonet, you end the madman's life. Although you only have scant seconds before more of them arrive. So what are you doing?
I would like to. I don't recall the status of my ammunition in my rifle.
You don't know. You don't know. That's the thing. This is combat. You're not sure if you have 2 bullets, or you're not sure if you have 28.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull out a fresh clip and reload if I can.
All right. You quickly swap the mag. Meanwhile, all the while, the village screams and howls incoherently, and it's like some kind of mass hysteria or just a flood of madness overwhelmed them, and you've never seen or heard anything like it, and it is seriously. It is seriously like starting to work on your nerves. Oh, by the way, sorry, you've killed people, which means, sadly, that it's time to test San. Suffering violence, inflicting violence, kill in self-defense. So roll sanity, standard. And
mercilessly beating starving villagers with the butt of your gun.
Yes.
No problem. Okay. Submit.
Nice. You suffer no penalties.
That's what you get.
I think
I'm good. I think
you're good. Yeah. He has.
Yeah.
Okay.
65.
Nice.
Can I reload my M4 as well?
Yes. You quickly reload your max. Sure, no problem. And Mason?
Sorry, what?
Sanity roll, please.
Fuck's sake.
Nice.
Hey!
No sun loss for you, and Yassim will only roll to the site of violence. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna roll this just for fun. He failed actually. So yeah. So you are standing like at the edge of the village. You hear the house, you hear the insane reveries. You've quickly click clack click reloaded your weapons, but you're not out of the woods, of the so-called woods yet. What is the course of your action?
I think we should run.
Yeah, I think running's a great idea. Fuck this.
All right, so
Fuck this country. Fuck everything about it. Let's get out.
so let me tell you how this works. You must move about 50 meters between the hovels to reach the fields outside. One of you, if you have this skill, which maybe Moore has it, you can roll military science land at the beginning of each turn to predict where the mad villagers are likely to come from and guide the others away. And this roll doesn't count as an action. If it succeeds, you can move safely that turn. Otherwise, well, otherwise something will happen.
I got military science 30.
Okay, so let's say that military science, but no land, yes? This,
No what?
what kind of military science do you have?
Infantry.
Okay, so I'll allow you to roll it,
I've got navigate.
but no,
Yeah, I've got 40 in navigate too.
this is not
I've got
about
50 in
navigation.
navigate.
This is about
Okay.
you know where to go. This is about anticipating where the enemy will be and try to avoid him. So I'm going to let you roll it, Brian, but with minus 10%. So at 20% if you want. Or you can just try and go through the village, guns blazing. It's up to you. Or you can of course try and go into one of the houses and fortify it. You know.
Oh no.
No.
No?
We're
Okay.
moving.
No.
What?
We're moving in.
So what is the course of action? You know that you have seconds before more of them come upon you, descend upon you.
I'm gonna try and military science infantry my way out of here.
Okay, but are you telling the others about this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna gesture with my hands like this way
A weird sentence.
as I botch. No, it didn't botch, but
Okay, you see that Moore takes point and he tries to lead you through the village. That said, the village is full of weirdos, and as you are making your way in between, disheveled hovels, let me see how many. 4 insane villagers spot you from. Oh, it rolled twice. I don't know why. From 16 meters away. They are so dirty and covered in blood, probably not their own, or at least most of it is not their own. That you're not even sure if they are men or women. Anyway, they point their long weapons at you, machetes, hatchets, and knives, and they scream something incoherent and they rush towards you. As you are moving towards the edge of the village, towards this place on the map, you can see the ping.
Yep.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
can you ping one more time?
Yeah, sure. Here it is.
Essentially under the sign that says Kali Ghati.
Yeah, you're moving towards here. You're trying to get here because here are the strange fungus-covered fields that lead.
And we are currently.
And you are currently somewhere like here, I guess here, somewhere like here, yeah.
And there's we're about to get rushed from everywhere.
No, this particular group is coming from the side of the little temple with the golden statue from here. There are other people, by the way, in between the hovels, houses and such, but right now they don't notice you. They are lost completely in their madness, in their God-induced madness. But those 4, you know that they will try and hurt you. That said, you have a full turn before they actually approach you, so you have. Essentially, you have 2 turns of action before they are upon you. Yeah.
I want to sprint to try and get out of here.
So you're just
we don't
running.
get swarmed.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to get swarmed. Like, I'd rather worry about everything behind me once it's behind me,
Yeah. That said, remember, unless you're telling me that you communicate this to your comrades, I assume that you're just doing this by yourself, not saying anything, and so you might leave them without them knowing that you actually wanted to do this. So Do you communicate this to the others?
I assume they were following me.
Yes, they are, but right now you all like you've turned around, or you rather glanced back, and you saw the group because you've heard the howl, and you knew instinctively that it was directed at you. So
Yes, let's move.
okay, so you're saying let's move. Now
Yeah.
we have Luke.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
I. So those guys are running towards us, right?
Yes, they are running towards you with their weapons, with weapons in their hands, and you know that they simply want to end your lives. They want to kill you violently, cruelly,
Okay.
without mercy or any chance of negotiation.
Can I run and blast at the same time? Is that a thing?
No, because movement is an action.
And they're 15 meters away, you say?
Yes, they are 50 meters away, but they are running. They are sprinting towards you very quickly.
Okay, I'm gonna open up a full auto. I'm gonna stop and open up a full auto on them.
Okay. Because movement works like that: 10 meters jogging, 20 meters running, 30 meters sprinting. Sorry, you can move about 3 meters while performing some other action. So yes, you can move like 3 meters and fire. That said, I will give you penalties for that because moving and firing is actually a very hard thing to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand where I am and I'm gonna
Okay,
blast.
and you just unload your M4 at the group. You're like, "Aah!" Yeah, you just fire on full auto as private first class Moore runs very well. So let's see. Let's check the modifiers. This is not a point blank, sadly. Target is not standing totally still. You're not beyond base range. Target is running towards you, so it's minus 20%.
Minus 20.
Yes.
Okay. So not a
because
good
they are
chance.
not running like right next to each other. They are in a group, but they're not like bunched up. But and remember, you can, if you are trying to use full auto, you can hit. Let's say you can hit 2 of them only.
Okay. Well, anyway, so I'm
Yeah.
and I'm
Haha,
minus
M4 goes bird.
that would be a failure.
Yes. You fired on full auto. You think that you guess that you probably fired like half of your magazine, not clip, magazine, and the bullets flew everywhere. And well, the funny thing, well, not really funny, but you've noted this with this kind of grim, fatalistic satisfaction is that you've heard screams of pain. You are sure that you've hit someone in the village with the bullets. Because they went through the walls, through the shitty walls, through pieces of rotting wood, and they struck people, but not those people. That's sad. Also, I would like to point. Sorry. Also, I would like to point because Moore, you were saying that you are running, yes?
Yeah.
But running or sprinting?
Sprinting. I'm trying to put distance.
So you're 30 meters. You've left McLean like 30 meters behind, in this case. So yeah, because sprinting is moving 30 meters, running is moving 20 meters, and moving is 10 meters, or rather, sorry, jogging is 10 meters. Yeah. Sean, right back at you. I've interrupted you. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, for some reason, I was looking at my rifle, and I thought the ammo amount was my skill. so my firearms is only it's fine. My firearms is only 20, so with a minus 20, I didn't really have much of a chance to hit.
Okay.
So that was a bad choice on my part.
Yes. Well, actually, that would be a good choice if they would be closer. Point blank plus 20, minus 20, but yeah, combat, and as you've probably noticed, combat in the Outer Green is very punishing for all sides, but that's why I kind of like it, because It's hard and makes you think. Anyway, Mason, what's up with you?
Are they in a crowd?
Like I've said, they're not in a crowd per se. They are few. They're like few, 1.5 meters, 2 meters from each other.
One sec. I gotta read something real quick.
I'm not sure if you can cover a few of them with your shotgun blast. Sadly.
My shotgun is somewhere back in the village. I already tossed that fucker down.
Okay.
I kept messing with it, and it's obvious that they handed me a broken shotgun. So
yeah. Yeah, because I think you had 2 jams with
The
it.
sights are off on the shotgun.
we're just gonna take a Hail Mary here. I am gonna throw a grenade, but I'm gonna be running shortly afterwards. It is my last M67.
Okay, so you are moving like 3 meters, yes, and
tossing that bitch.
okay. So let's make this the same thing as we did with Moore. You take out the grenade. You pop the grenade. You take out the pin, and then you throw it. Do you have the skill for hand grenades?
I do. You gave it to me.
Yes. Oh, excellent. Nice.
It's based off of what, throwing? Where is that?
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's strength or athletics or something.
Because you need to have the training to properly use hand grenades.
Yeah, so if you remember, he almost gave himself heat stroke learning how to throw grenades.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gave me a plus 10% operation with it.
Okay. Let me see. Yeah, special training hand grenades. It's athletics.
Gotcha.
Ooh.
1 second, let me add my plus 10 mod there.
That said, you don't want to know what will happen if you botch.
Actually, I'm kind of okay with that.
Okay. Nice. You've pulled out your hand grenade. You threw it at the rushing villagers. The grenade went off, and it went off spectacularly.
At a 10-meter kill radius.
Yeah, so you've covered every single one of them.
Yeehaw!
Like without any problems. It's kill damage 15%.
Oh god, yeah. Gonna rub myself in moon pies later.
So let me see, kill damage, where was it? I recall that, lethality rating, yeah. And remember, you also add the individual detents even if you fail lethality rating, so 0 is 10, and apply that as HP damage, so that's actually very good. Kill damage in this game is a huge changer, because it really helps agents stay alive against, well, maybe not the things from beyond, because they are often simply immune to our reality's, constraints, but cultists...
1,000 hit points.
Yeah. So, roll 15%, please.
What am I rolling?
You just roll 15% on a D100, and you roll this separately for every single one of them, so 4 rolls total.
So how do I just roll a D100 or what?
Yeah, you roll D100 and that's that.
If it's 15%, they're automatically dead. If it's anything, if it's
they are
above
also
15%,
dead because
then,
now
you just add the points.
8 and 7, so
Nice.
one is struck for 15 damage, and they fall
it.
after 5 damage because this combat is treated differently than the one in the cavern. The other is also dead because you rolled a 5. Oh, actually, sorry, 15%. It's the third is dead. The 4 is also dead. So
essentially, a bunch of limbs come flying at us.
I mean, the one struck for like with 14%. He was struck directly by the grenade, and he simply disintegrated. Pieces of Afghan villager flew everywhere. The others got killed by explosion, shrapnel. Just it tore them to shreds. If there were screams, you didn't hear them.
I want to throw out there, and I'm wondering if anybody else remembers this, but in the Halo 3 demo release, there was the announcer had you had the double kill, triple kill, that kind of shit. But in this case, there was one for getting I think it was no, it was with a shotgun. Who cares? It was hilarious. But they removed it because of so much fucking backlash. And it was Cheney Mania.
Cheney Mania?
Like a Dick Cheney Mania.
Oh, Cheney
yeah,
Mania.
because Dick Cheney shot his friend in the face on a hunting trip.
Really?
Oh, you didn't even remember that?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, some guy from Texas, I believe.
Bird shot, right?
Yeah, I shot him in the face with birdshot.
Oh wow! So
Not on purpose, of course.
he did the guy survive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because bird. Yeah.
It's very awkward.
Yeah, that's things like that can test your friendship.
Yeah. Well, so much for he needs to retake the gun safety class with the NRA.
Yeah. So I would like for you, Mason, to roll me, of course, San. And now this is actually a good example of how you get adaptation in this game. Adaptation is very important. If you lose San from a threat 3 times without going insane, you become adapted. When adapted to a threat, you always succeed at sanity test for it. You cannot adapt to unnatural threats, of course. That said, when you adapt, you lose 1d6 charisma and the same amount from each bond. And when you adapt from helplessness, you lose 1d6 power and add the same amount to your breaking point. So please roll me San, Mason. And the rest of you guys will also roll San, except you, Moore, because you are running away. Okay, so you failed. So now roll me d4, 1d4. You lose 2 points only. Luke, please roll Santi.
Okay.
You lose 4 in this case. Because normally you would lose. No, sorry. You lose maximum amount. You lose only 2. You lose 2.
It's only 2. Okay.
Yeah, only 2.
All right. So now I have 26.
Yes. Moore, as you are running away, you've heard this boom. You know the sound of a hand grenade going off, and you also heard other sounds. Sounds like bursting piñatas. I think that's the best that's the best comparison I can give.
This candy sucks.
Which is completely fucked up, but yeah. Okay. Oh, and Yassim will also roll just for funsies to see if. He's taking it like a boss. Right. So after that, we exit the initiative order, and I assume you are running after. What's his name? Moore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Run.
Run
away.
And actually, since this was so well done, I'm going to say that you've managed to flee. You've sprinted after Moore, who first reached the edge of the village. There, he set up a firing position, and he simply covered you with his M4, because more villagers came after you. But they were either dropped by Moore or by you when you turned around to dispatch of them. Actually, you're not even sure if you've killed any or just wounded them. But essentially, essentially you've managed to reach the edge of the village, and as you are making your way through the fields, covered in this strange substance that you've encountered, and I think that only Rat took a sample, and Rat is sadly no more. He's been devoured by the god priest.
Yes.
When you reach the edge of the fields, that's a bit of a distance away. You don't know that, of course, but the shape in the mountain returned to its slumber, and its thoughts faded from the minds of its surviving worshippers, leaving them to collapse in utter exhaustion. And the trail out is safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened after that? First of all, actually, we're going to roll this later. You've escaped the village. You've contacted the fire base, FOB Turner. Sorry, not fire base, forward operating base, FOB Turner. And they've sent the remaining MRAP for you, even though you guess that the captain in charge, Captain Byers, wasn't really happy to risk the second of his precious vehicles to get you. Moore was, of course, when you returned to base, Moore was, you were all debriefed. So I guess that McLean and Mason, Luke and Mason, you've given the appropriate accounts. What about you, Moore? Did you said what you saw in the mountain? Sorry, under the mountain.
Yeah, I would.
You've been sent to. You've been sent to the medical tent because obviously you're insane. I mean, you suffered from PTSD. Luke Mason, what did you say to Turner? Sorry, to Byers when he asked you what happened there, what happened to Harding, what happened to the remaining men under his command,
We found
Got a death trap.
Ellis killed by a village of hostiles, and we had to fight our way out.
Your best bet is to fucking alright, that other side of the mountain. I don't care how you do it, but you need to put a firing solution on that fucking area. Fuck that area. Kill them. Hide the evidence. Who cares? Just kill them.
Okay. You can actually there is an option for this in the scenario. If you want to do them, if you want for them to do this, Mason, you need to either persuade them or roll military science land.
I'm gonna go persuade.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I mean, I just want to put it out there.
You have plus 20% because they've lost Mander, so they are
cool. Turner, I just want to put it out like this, bud. If they don't die, more people are gonna die, and I don't care about who survives out of that fucking hellhole that we just climbed our fucking asses out of. I'm supposed to be saving lives and bullshit. Yeah, fuck that shit.
Okay. Let's roll.
Yeah!
Byers, because remember, Turner is named
the
base.
I want to pull the trigger.
Byers, he took you to the communication stand. He said that you may want to pull the trigger, Agent McLean, but sadly this will be up to the pilot. So I'm going to call in an airstrike on the village. That said, that I mean you are coming to observe the video feed from the plane, and now this is how this works. Your sense of direction was skewed approaching the valley. Well, not least because the village only occasionally exists in our reality, but you can attempt to plot it on a map. And so I would like for you to roll navigate and either artillery or military science land, and then one of you make a luck roll to see what happens. So these are three different rolls, and depending on how many you manage to pull,
Oh man.
it will roll. Okay, navigate by one. Okay, then artillery or military science land. Remember, you different people can roll this. Not all of you need to roll it.
Do I need the skill?
I have neither of those skills.
In that case, someone from the base will roll it. Okay. But one of you will roll luck after that. So I'm going to hazard a guess and say that military science will be rolled by someone.
You roll luck.
I think Moore should roll it.
Who? Or
Brian.
Okay. Yeah,
But they're
Brian.
not listening to me anymore.
No, Brian, roll. Roll. By all means. Even if they're not listening to you, you can roll. Military science.
Light it up.
And finally, luck.
I'll roll luck just for the trifecta.
One. Get a 1. Come on, 1. You are not the dad of the year.
Okay. So what happened? We
blew up some other village.
No. You have video feed from the A-10, sent to strafe the village with its GAU-8 Vulcan gun and payload of rockets and bombs. You also have direct communication to the cockpit, to pilot's cockpit. He says the usual. This is Spooky One approaching the target. I have some, in a few seconds he says, like distance to target, such and such, so and so. Buyer says, you have green light, Spooky. Give him hell. Roger that. But in a few seconds he says, this is strange. I have some interference in my electronics. Wait, something is not right. Spooky One, what's happening? Says Byers. I don't know. There's a surge. And you see that the feed simply dies.
Yeah, it's obvious he didn't bless the machine spirit in his vehicle.
Yep. What happened was that, the pilot was never heard from again. They didn't even find the body. They did find the wreckage. The Americans, before pulling out of the FOB, the last remaining MRAP, together with a few lighter Humvee vehicles, they were sent to recover, of course, to try and find the pilot, to find the plane. They found the wreckage of the A-10, completely busted, and when they brought back, I guess they have black boxes probably in military planes as well. Essentially, at the base, it was discovered that a massive electronic surge fried the entire interior. The pilot ejected, but his body was never found. Maybe he died fighting Taliban, maybe, and you three know this, maybe something worse happened to him. The Ghati village simply disappeared. Because after you went home, within a couple of weeks the American troops are pulled out of the FOB 2 months ahead of schedule. And at that point, even Delta Green seems to lose interest in Ghati. If you've pressed to revisit it, you were told by your handler to drop it. You go home and you forget that village. Which, by the way, your handler, rather, stern but not unsympathetic man, told you. Probably rather unofficially, that the village simply is not there anymore, and that's where he ended this operation, where he ended this assignment. But he did congratulate you on a job well done, because I presume that Mason and Luke, you've told him the full debrief.
Yeah.
What happened?
That we found Ellis. He had gone to the dark side, and he was neutralized.
Yes, the handler listened to your entire accounts of how he listened to you about discovering Ellis's notes, his obsession with Ghati, with the Black Valley, then the trip, the Afghan fighters that were protecting others from going there by essentially, fighting them. He was actually rather interested in this part. Then he, of course, also listened to you talking about the village, about the strange fields, the strange people, the deity that they worshipped, more ancient than even the oldest gods from that region. You've of course also told him about Rat's death, his horrible fate in the bowels of the Varjita mountain, and he simply congratulated you on the job well done, because Ellis was he was a rogue agent. Essentially, he was dealt with. The Ghati village is no more. The U.S. troops are slowly pulling out from Afghanistan. Assignment accomplished, and that's it. Of course, no medals, no commendations, nothing like that. You simply go back to your lives until you are called again for another night at the opera. By the way, night at the opera is the Delta Green term for being activated. You are invited to a night at the opera. That's how you get. That's how the agency activates its assets. Of course, finishing the job. Heroic agents might take it on themselves to return to Varjita Mountain with enough high explosives to collapse the limestone cliffs and bury the ancient inhuman temple from all human eyes. But I guess that you didn't do that.
No.
That would be worth 1d6 sun. The shape there slumbers on, oblivious, waiting. When you arrive, there's no sign of Ghati. The village will return when the stars are right, and its god priest stirs once more. Yeah, which is actually interesting. This is a god priest. This is not the god that it's serving. It is serving something even worse. Or maybe, according to Ellis and the villagers, something much, much grander and more divine. Of course. Now, that said, I don't think you've lingered in the village. None of you lingered in the village itself for more than 2 hours, right? Because you've entered the village, you've spoken with the elder, and then you went immediately to the cliffs, and then you ran through the village.
Yeah.
Okay. Because if you would stay at the village longer, you would get a chance to catch a blight, a nameless disease related to the fungal blight that you've seen in the valley, and it's actually kind of nasty. But none of you were there for long, so yeah, nothing happened. So that was Ghati. Thank you for playing this scenario. I think it was rather cool. It's rather an unusual, scenario in Afghanistan. I know it was deadly and quite difficult, but I hope that you had fun with it.
That's cock for you, man. That's cock food for you.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm surprised that all of us didn't die. Honestly.
Yeah. That said, 2 of you got mental illnesses. Because I believe that you've reached your breaking points, if I recall correctly.
Oh yeah, I totally did.
Yeah.
I'm like 10 below my breaking point.
Oh yeah, I'm about 9 below.
So, what happens now? This was, I think it was from unnatural, right? Not from helplessness, not from violence, but from unnatural, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
It was from the priest, from the god priest, right?
Oh, you mean when I initially lost my breaking point?
Yes.
Probably.
Okay. Mason, what about you?
Mine was mostly from the unnatural.
Okay, so McLean, you are going to get the personalization disorder. What this means is that if you lose 2 or plus sun in any roll, it will trigger an acute episode in which your agent suffers detachment, feeling helplessly disconnected from his or her own body, thoughts, and emotions. That detachment incurs a minus 20% penalty to every skill and stat test.
So what's it called?
Depersonalization disorder. You are you look at yourself from a side, essentially.
Okay.
This is actually a very fucked up thing to have. And
are you talking about like dissociative personality disorder?
No, it's literally called that. It's on. It's in Agent's Handbook, page 72. Depersonalization disorder.
I'll just put down 72.
You are disconnected from your own body, thoughts, and emotions. You are like numb to everything. And Mason, you get megalomania.
All right.
What does it mean to look upon the face of a dead god and live? Some see themselves as messiahs or as exempt from ordinary morality. Losing 2+ senti in any single row triggers an acute episode in which every hint of doubt about your agent's superiority fills him or her with indignation. That causes every use of a stat or skill to get help or make a good impression to fail. So that's for you. Please know this. And now we go. Actually, we'll go before taking a break. I would like for us to do quickly the downtime.
Okay.
It's page 76. It's called Home. Okay. This is the thing that separates makes Delta Green really different from your standard Call of Cthulhu, because this is like what happens between missions. Delta Green features occasional scenes that focus on agents' everyday lives. These short vignettes should last no more than a few minutes. They are a chance to explore the most important things in an agent's life and to see whether those things are deteriorating thanks to Delta Green. Typically, home scenes occur between missions and reflect months or even years of time, but the handler decides when and whether one is appropriate. A long break between missions could mean playing through 2 vignettes, or the handler could leave it at a single vignette and say time gets away from the agents as they settle into their normal lives. In this case, I think we'll take like a month and a half between one mission and the other. I think that's more than fair. Or if you guys prefer, we can take longer, maybe like 2 months if you want.
Okay.
It's up to you. When it comes to mental illness, remember that you can repress an episode by projecting the stress and trauma onto a bond. It will hurt your bonds, but it will make you immune to your illness, at least for a scene. Just so you know. Okay, in a home vignette, take stock of what changed for your agent in the last operation. Bonds damaged or broken. Describe how each relationship has deteriorated. Have any of you, by you I mean of course the surviving agent, sorry Brian, have any of you damaged his bond? I don't think so. I don't remember.
I don't recall doing it.
Mason?
What was this?
Have you hurt any of your bonds? Have you damaged any of your bonds?
No.
Okay. Any permanent injuries? I don't think so, right?
No.
Okay. Nope. Disorders gained, I've already told you that. Work. If your agent misused his or her contacts, authority, or resources from his or her day job, describe how actions during the operation may have impacted. And well, you haven't. You were in Afghanistan.
I thought you said equipment.
Yeah.
My fire axe.
Okay. Well,
you misused an axe.
Also, that was your fire axe from your work. That wasn't your private fire axe. Okay.
Why has it got all this Afghan blood all over it?
Yeah. I thought that. Wow, nice.
Yeah.
You were given a stern talk to by your superior.
How dare you go out and murder people?
Well, I mean, okay. Tell you what. What did you say to him? What did you say when when you returned to work as a fireman and your axe wasn't there?
I mean, like, it's about Alabama, man. You hit a deer on the side of the road, you aren't going to just let that go to waste. Had to break that thing down. The only sharp shit I had on me was that fucking axe, man. Like, I don't want to bring that in covered in fucking deer blood. So I left it at the house. I hosed it down. I think I'm going to hit it with a little bit of bleach, trying to get that off. But we may have to replace that.
He's like, okay. Like, he raises his hand like, right. Please, this is government property or stuff like that, because I assume it is actually, right? Tell me if I'm wrong, but if you are working for the fire department and you are using its axe, that it's technically government property, right?
Not federal, but yeah.
Okay. So,
yeah, it's local.
Okay, so it's taxpayers. It's paid by taxpayers. Okay.
But I'm a taxpayer.
That's my axe. I pay taxes.
Excellent, Mason. So,
I pay that axe's salary.
Excellent, Mason. So please take care of your taxpayer axe next time, he says, and he tells you to go back to work. He doesn't want to listen to it anymore. But nothing bad happened. Of course, in Delta Green, if you continuously misuse authority, if you lose your gear, stuff like that, you can get fired, and actually getting fired can impact your sanity in this game from helplessness. And this is actually a rather important part of the game, but naturally you only lost an axe, so nothing bad happened to you. Prosecution, which also can happen to you. You weren't arrested, but you can get arrested in this game. And Delta Green might not get you out. That's the funny thing. If they think that you've done a complete total fuck up, or if getting you out is too dangerous for them, they won't. They will leave you behind, or they will they will leave you in your own hands, so to speak. So if you manage to somehow get out by yourself, you can go back, of course, to the organization. But Delta Green is not, they won't bail you every time, just so you guys know. Okay, so after that we have personal pursuits. For the vignette, the player chooses one of the following pursuits. Describe how your agent is pursuing it and roll the appropriate stat, skill, or sun test. Some pursuits damage bonds. Describe what that bond damage looks like. How is your agent's life changing? What family or work obligations have you failed to support? Damage that accrues only to a non-Delta Green bond does not apply at all if an agent has no bonds outside of Delta Green. By the way, I presume that I assume that you've noted your failed tests this time, because remember, this is the only way how you can level up. If you forget to note them, you won't be able to improve your characters. So, fulfill responsibilities, which, if your agent focuses on ordinary obligations and relationships, describe something the agent is doing at work or at home to support one bond. Roll a sun test. Success improves the bond by 1d6 up to your agent's charisma. A critical success also adds 1 sun up to your power times 5. Failure adds 1 to the bond. A fumble means some disastrous conflict, probably related to your agent's involvement with Delta Green, reduces the bond by 1d4 and your sanity by 1. Yes, you can lose sanity during your downtime. Actually, this is pretty funny. Back to nature. You spend time in seclusion, minimizing stress, distractions, obligations. This isn't a vacation with the family, it's extended time alone. That's very important. Or mostly alone, in an environment that's physically active but places few other demands on the agent. This reduces one bond, other than a bond for Delta Green, by 1 as you let other responsibilities lapse. Roll a sun test. Success adds 1d4 sun or 4 for critical up to your agent's power times 5. Failure adds 1 sun, a fumble costs 1d4 sun. You can establish a new bond later. Please don't roll yet. Okay. Sorry, mom wants me. Sure. You can. Where's the? Oh yeah. You can establish a new bond. You can create a new bond, which means that a character or group is developing into an essential, important part of your life. You roll charisma times 5 tests. Success establishes a new bond with a score equal to half your agent's charisma round up, but the attention required to successfully establish a new bond reduces the value of one other bond. other than bond with for Delta Green by 1. You go for therapy, which is probably the funniest one, because you can tell your therapist the truth, which is very dangerous for the therapist, by the way. Or you can, of course, lie. Because if you tell the truth, if the sun loss came from confronting the unnatural, the handler decides whether the therapist believes what your agent says. The therapist may in turn lose sun from the agent's stories. And if therapist thinks the agent's stories are lies or delusions, make the luck roll at -20%. If the luck roll fails, your agent gains 1 sun or loses 1 with a fumble. If the luck roll succeeds, your agent gains 1d6 sun or 6 with a critical success. Remember that if you tell your therapist, things like describing illegal violence and sounds like further violence is imminent, the handler may decide the therapist reports it to authorities. But of course, if your agent does not tell the therapist the truth, healing is limited. If the luck roll fails, your agent gains no sun and loses 1 on fumble. If it succeeds, your agent gains 1d4 sun or 1 or 4 for critical success. I don't want for you guys, for Mason and Luke, for you guys to actually do anything with your disorders right now, because the disorders, they've only just started to develop, so you can't really do anything with them yet. But you will be able to in the future. And after that, you can improve skills or stats. But each increase of a stat or skill reduces 1 bond by 1 as you let other responsibilities lapse. Personal motivation, which can get you back some sanity, but also hurts 1 bond because you let other responsibilities lapse. Special training, again, this is something that you want to train in hand grenades, in heavy weapons, stuff like that, sure, but it will reduce 1 bond because, once again, you are spending time doing this and not, doing family stuff. Stay on the case, which means that I roll secretly criminology or occult for your agents, and success means you uncovered some pertinent clue of the handler's devising, and especially valuable one with a critical. But that's not. I mean, you can do this in relation to Ghati if you want, but I'm not sure if you want. And finally, study the unnatural. Your agent can spend the VNet studying the Forbidden Tome and the Cryptid Flash Drive full of shocking data, case reports from a prior Delta Green op, or some other sources of unnatural knowledge. This raises your agent's unnatural skill. The handler describes the result of the study. You must choose 1 bond which loses 1d4 points as your agent spends more and more time on awful things. That said, you don't have anything to study.
Sorry about that.
Sure. That said, you don't have anything to study.
I think I'm gonna...
I suggest either psychotherapy or personal motivation or improving skills or stats. This would be my picks, but of course it's up to you.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Sean, let's start with you. What do you want to?
Well, so these are all part of what you do on your downtime, right?
Yes, and you can only choose 1.
Right. I thought that just my character being who he is, that he would fulfill responsibilities and try to go visit his daughter.
Very well. Let's see. Right. So you are trying to be, the best dad possible. You visit your daughter. Where does your daughter live? Tell us more, because this is actually important. It takes only a few minutes, but this is the time when we see your human faces. So I would like for you guys to describe this to me.
So, I believe that my ex-wife and daughter live in Miami.
Whoa. Okay.
Because I'm supposedly from Key West, Florida.
Okay, so you're a Florida man.
Yes.
Okay, nice.
So we've been divorced for 2 years. My brother's in an insane asylum somewhere in
Jesus Christ.
Metro-Dade County. And so I was going to go visit my daughter and bring her a stuffed
Pretty tame
Cthulhu
for
or
Florida man.
something. What's that?
Said this is pretty tame for a Florida man.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, you visit your daughter and you bring her. How old is she, by the way?
7.
7. Okay, so you bring her as stuffed teddy bear. Of course, your wife looks at you, with this. Well, actually, tell me, what kind of relationship do you have with your ex-wife?
Oh, well, she was just pissed off at me because I was always working, never there.
Okay.
And so I'm still not there, but I come around sometimes.
So of course you hear the nice of you to finally show up, and nice of you to remember that you have a daughter. She had this.
Whoa, you two, put the hammers down.
She had this display at her, junior school or whatever it's called there. I don't know. I think it's junior school, right? It's elementary school, yeah. And she killed it, but of course you weren't there to see it. But you were never there to see anything. Blah 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 blah. Please, in that case, roll sanity test, basic san. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, essentially all I can do is damage the bond, but
shit.
I can't raise it anymore because it's already at max.
But that's not a critical, right? That's not a critical success, I think.
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't recall what a critical success is.
No, critical is like double digits. It's like 11, 22,
okay,
yeah. And I think 0-1 is critical as well, of course. Like 100 is the ultimate fumble. But success improves the bond by 1d6 up to your agent's charisma. A critical success adds 1 sun. Failure adds 1 to the bond. A fumble means some disastrous conflict. So roll 1d6.
Well, it doesn't matter because I'm already at max.
Okay,
so.
you're already at max. Okay.
So nothing. I don't destroy my family.
Okay. So your wife, when she, even though she gave you this stern, bitchy talk, when she saw you with your daughter, how you treat her, and that you are a good father when you find time, she even softened up a bit. You two were able to speak like adults. Yeah, so that was pretty nice. That was pretty nice. You know what? I'm actually going to give you for that. You bring back a single point of sanity for you.
All right.
Yeah. Because that was cool. That was wholesome. Now, Michael, what do you want to do? You were out, so
for that.
You can fulfill responsibilities. You can go back to nature. You can establish a new bond. You can go to therapy, improve skills or stats, personal motivation, special training, stay on the case, study the unnatural. You can only choose one.
Boy, I'm pretty fucked on my sanity. I need to go to therapy.
Okay, so now
I saw a dinosaur eat guys.
So now I'm going to tell you that when you go to therapist, you have two options. You can either tell the truth and risk, that the therapist will also go insane or report you, but also get more sanity back, or you can lie, which brings you less sanity back.
Here's the thing. As a good Christian man, I'm not going to lie about seeing the devil. I saw the devil in those hills. I'm going to tell the fucking truth, and I'm sorry if this person just isn't pure of soul enough to handle it.
Okay. So you go to a therapist, which I'm not sure how this works in the States. Do you guys have like state-sponsored therapists, or you always have to pay for them? Yeah, that's what I thought. That was a rhetorical question. Yeah. Sorry.
Healthcare I get for free.
Like most insurance in the United States, for mental health, like the coverage is very minimal. Like even for if you have a pretty good insurance plan.
Really? With insurance?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty cheap. Yeah.
Mental health is not seen the same way. Like there's a copay usually, but sometimes it could be like $200 a visit. I mean, even if you have insurance.
Okay, so that's so you pay. You go to to a therapist. Where do you live, actually, Mason?
Coleman, Alabama.
Okay, so you go to a therapist in Alabama, and you tell him or her the truth. You describe what happened in Afghanistan. I presume that you tell almost everything. Of course,
I get excited about the grenades.
Yeah, you blew up 4 people with a single grenade.
Burning
that
ship,
was awesome.
rifles fire.
Yeah. The therapist, let's say that this is a middle-aged woman. She looks at you and you tell those things, and she keeps her poker face.
This is obviously not a veteran psychologist. This is somebody who's just meant to deal with normal people's shit about fucking anxiety.
Yeah. But tell me, because that's the important part, do you also describe the thing in the cave?
I described it the way that my mind wrapped around it. That I saw, in that ancient land, a dinosaur or some leftover of biblical monster.
Mm-hmm.
Dinosaur.
Okay.
I saw Jurassic Park. Maybe they were doing Jurassic Park out there.
Okay. Right. So in that case, you are speaking with the woman. You are telling her everything, about the monster in the caves. She, at some point, you've noticed that she doesn't even have this polite, light smile on her face, and she stopped nodding at you, like people often do when they hear or pretend to when they listen or pretend to listen to other people's stories. She just looks at you for a long time, but you get everything off your chest. You just tell those things, and you feel better for it. Honestly, you feel better for it. Now I need to roll. It's a GM roll.
That's right, you roll.
Yep. Okay, yeah, you've the roll was good. The roll passed. In that case, actually, sorry, I need to exit Ghati from my Adobe Reader. And in that case, let's see how much sun you got back. Of course, it wasn't during a single session though. Like there are a few sessions of this.
Oh yeah,
and probably the first session was pretty innocent, while the last session was like, oh.
Yeah, I had to dish, especially at least a whole 2 sessions dedicated to just talk about what a fucking pussy Yasim was.
I'm glad we left that guy in Afghanistan.
Yeah, fuck that guy and his
journalism.
Just journalism, some liberal bullshit.
Yes.
Brother in New York, probably an illegal. Am I right? Yeah. So anyway, you get 3 sanity points back.
Nice.
In this row, you could either get 1 or 6 total. 6 max, so you get 3 points back. Yeah, so, and that was that. This was your downtime. It is actually a pretty cool mechanic in Dota Green. I always liked it. Now, we shall take a few minutes break, and then we'll get back and start our second and last operation with new player, Bhagavan MacLeod.
I will say that I am going to have to bounce at 3 o'clock.
And which means?
Like 20 minutes?
Yeah, 20 minutes for you.
I got about 20 minutes.
Okay, so we'll do something different in this case. In that case, we'll end this now, and we'll start our next stop next time.
Sorry, guys.
Sean and Bran, if you guys want, we can switch quickly to our Warhammer group, and maybe we can make you characters for the future.
Oh, okay.
If you want, because like we still have some time. I still have some time.
I want that so bad.
I could actually use. I have like half the yard raked, and I have like an hour of daylight left, so like I could actually use that to Rate the yard.
Okay, so we'll do it next time.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, it's the last chance I'm gonna have till next weekend to do it.
Okay, sure. So let's end this here, and next time we'll simply jump to our second and last Delta Green op.
And so, should we? I forget how you roll your ticks in this. Do you have to fail your stat again and then roll a d10?
Well, yes, but you only improve when you during your downtime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So because I didn't pick that, I don't improve.
Yes.
Got it.
That's
Okay.
that's the thing about this. You can do one of those, couple of things that I described. That's tricky in Delta Green, actually. That's why that's why it's important to choose wisely, because I don't think you can level it in any other way other than the unnatural skill, which I can give you during games, because if you see a lot of
there's no way to take unnatural.
Yes.
So
No,
do we keep our ticks, or are they wiped out?
Yes, you keep.
Okay.
But
Cool.
improve
Next
skills,
time, screw my family.
improve skills or stats. By training or studying extensively, your agent can try to boost any 2 separate skills or stats, or 1 stat and 1 skill. Describe what your agent is doing to improve the stat or skill. Taking night classes for int or skill, lifting weights for strength, meditating to strengthen self-discipline for power, socializing or taking leadership courses for charisma, going to physical therapy to regain stat points permanently lost from an injury, attempt a test of the stat times 5 or of the skill. If the test fails, add 3d6 percentage points to the skill to a maximum of 99%, or 1 point to the stat to a maximum of 18. Each increase to a stat or skill reduces 1 bond other than bond for Delta Green by 1. That said, Sean, I am going to double check if you don't improve it in any other way, because I'm not sure. I need to check. And I'll get back to you.
In regular Call of Cthulhu, you always just after every whatever
session or
session.
Okay.
Well, I think it depends on if you're in a long campaign. I don't remember. So I think, like, because we did finish the scenario, that would be a point at which we would be able to, in Call of Cthulhu, roll our ticks. But I'm not certain about Delta
You
Green.
might be right. I need to check it. In any case, we'll do this next time before the second operation starts. And by the way, next time it will be November anyway. 13th or 20th of November, which do you guys prefer? I'm cool either way. So
I can do the 20th. That'll be a roleplay weekend. I've got D&D on the 19th.
Okay.
So I could probably do the 20th, and that would just be fine.
I cannot. Cool. That Sunday. I'm gonna be out of town.
Okay.
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah, it's Thanksgiving weekend, isn't it? Or like week.
The one after that is, yeah.
No, the one after that is. I could do the 13th.
Yeah,
if that works for everybody.
I think I can.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so 13th. We'll try to play on 13th in that case. Okay.
Do you need us to roll characters for WFRP again, or what?
No, we'll do this after Delta Green, I think.
Gotcha,
I would like probably to organize a single session in which we just create characters. That would.
Actually, guys, I'm sorry. It's the 12th and the 13th. I think is the weekend I'm out of town. It's the 20th. I'm free.
Oh, okay. So we can play. So we can play on 20th in that case. If
that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So we'll meet again on 20th, and we'll start our second op. And after that, we'll create Warhammer characters and return to WFRP or WFRP or whatever it's called. Yeah,
WFRP.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you very very much. I'll see you later. Take care. Bye bye.
Later. Bye.
Bye,
Good
guys.
game.
Love you.
Good game.
Yeah. Thanks.
Same to you.